Hi guys, Chef Kevin Belton here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Now, if you remember like me from college days, cold pizza, hot pizza, we had pizza all the time. So today, that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna start with the pizza dough, but then I'm gonna show you how you can make either a calzone or a stromboli. Calzone looks like a big hand pie. Stromboli is when it's folded, all right? But let's get started with our dough. So what I'm starting with, I have a cup of flour in our bowl. I have a teaspoon and a half of sugar, a teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of garlic, and this is dry yeast. Okay, so we're going to get that in, give this a quick stir. We're going to put in a couple tablespoons of olive oil. Now, this is warm water. I have 3/4 cups of warm water that we're going to get in. What this warm water is going to do, it's going to activate the yeast. So we'll get this in, get it stirred in really well. And you notice I'm using a wooden spoon for this, okay? Now the recipe calls for 2 cups of flour. I started with 1 cup. Now let's add our other cup of flour in. And you just heard the oven. I had the oven preheating. So the oven is ready. So now as we get this worked in, okay, what happens with that yeast is that this is going to have to sit and it's going to have to rise, okay? Now, I have a little extra flour here in case you need to flour your hands. Sometimes I have to add a little more flour to the dough. But see how this is coming together? Now, I'm going to moisten this a little bit more, roll it into a ball, and what I have here, I have a bowl that I've olive oiled up the sides. I'm going to put our dough into here, cover it, and set it in a warm place and let it rise for 30 minutes. So I'll get our dough made and we'll get it in our bowl to let it rise. Now that the kitchen has a complete light dusting of flour and we have our dough rolled out. Now, I did it into a rectangle because we're going to make the stromboli. Remember, if you want to do the calzone, you want to make it round. So what I'm going to do now is, now this is where options. I'm going to use a little pizza sauce. If you want, you could brush this with butter and olive oil. Oh, that would be so good.
And garlic.
And a lot of garlic.
A lot of garlic.
I thought I said garlic. I didn't say garlic?
No.
Oh. Well, you could brush it with olive oil, butter, and a lot of garlic. A whole lot of garlic. Now here, you notice I'm not doing too much sauce. Kind of a thin layer of sauce. And you notice I'm trying to not get too close to the edges. Okay? In my attempt to not get too close to the edges. Now, what I also have, I've taken some Italian sausage and I've browned it off. And that's what's nice with this, is the fact that, hey, if you want to use pepperoni, if you want to use prosciutto, anything that you want, anything that you like, you can go ahead and put in here. As much or as little as you want. You notice I left some of the meat in nice sized chunks. Some of it crumbled as it cooked, but some of it is in nice sized chunks. So now, I like onion. Both Monica and I like onion. We'll do a little onion in here. And I'm going to get a little mozzarella cheese. Do you like a lot of mozzarella, a little mozzarella? Totally up to you. Here, let's use it all. Now, here's what we want to do. We want to take this and make sure you have flour underneath where it's not going to stick. And we want to roll it, okay? Just grab it and roll it. And we'll bring this side up this way. Now you notice my pan I've lined with parchment paper, okay? I'm going to turn this over because I want the seam side down. Get that seam down there. And the other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take a knife and vent it. Just vent it a little bit. Now, I just want to brush this with olive oil. By brushing it with the olive oil, it'll give it a nice little shine. It'll keep it nice and moist so it won't look dry on the outside. Now, the oven is preheating, 400 degrees. This is going to go in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. We want that dough to have enough time to cook on the inside. So if you're using a thermometer, we want an internal temperature of at least 200 degrees. So let's go ahead and get this baby in the oven. Wow. Doesn't that look good? And it smells wonderful too. Now at this point, when it first comes out, I also like to brush it again with a little olive oil. Oh, look at that. It has that nice, oh, I can just, from brushing it, I can feel that it's going to have a nice crunch to it. Here, let's take a little, now that I've brushed with a little olive oil, this is just a little flake sea salt. And you can see how that olive oil just absorbs itself right into the dough. Tell you what, I can't wait for this to cool. So whether you're making a Stromboli, calzone, or you're making a regular pizza, go ahead, try this recipe. I think you're really gonna like it because the dough is so simple. All right, keep washing those hands, stay safe. Thank you for cooking with me today. For WWL TV, I'm Chef Kevin Belton, and we'll see you soon.